When it comes to the solar system, we don't know it all, despite it being the most studied corner of the universe. Scientists keep discovering more mind-blowing things about this part of the universe that is home to us. In this video, we present to you ground-shattering discoveries scientists have just made about the solar system. They render the entire space industry shocked. Many things we think we know about the solar system turn out to be inaccurate, and every year we get to know our solar system a little better. For example, for millennia, humans have believed the Earth or the Sun occupied the center of the solar system, but the truth is the planets and the Sun actually orbit a common center of mass, but no one knows exactly where it is either. However, we are getting closer. Recently, a team of astronomers narrowed in on the center of the entire solar system within 100 meters. That is impressive considering the vastness of the solar system, but this is the most precise calculation yet. Planets and other bodies in the solar system create a gravitational tug on the Sun, causing it to wobble around a little bit. As a result, the barycenter of the solar system, or the common center of mass of all the solar system's objects around which they orbit, is not the center of the Sun. Instead, the barycenter of the solar system lies a little beyond the Sun's surface, but scientists have not been able to pinpoint exactly where this center lies, due in part to Jupiter, the solar system's largest planet. To try and get at the barycenter of the solar system, the team of scientists turned to pulsars. Pulsars are fast-rotating neutron stars created from the remnants of supernovae. They emit electromagnetic radiation in the form of bright, narrow beams which sweep across the cosmos as the star spins. Using the signals given off by these cosmic lighthouses, the astronomers measured the distance between Earth and other objects in the solar system, including the barycenter, with greater accuracy than anyone had managed before. Ultimately, they were able to narrow down the location of the barycenter to within 100 meters. The results suggest it lies right above the surface of the Sun. But why does it matter that we know the center of the solar system? Astronomers use the information when hunting for gravitational waves created by objects in the broader universe that hit the solar system as they ripple through space. Life on Venus. There's been lots of talk about life on Mars, but are we missing something by not focusing on Venus? At one time, Venus was considered a likely candidate for hosting life, but the discovery of a carbon dioxide atmosphere turned out to be very discouraging, so researchers focused on Mars. However, research into microbes on Earth has now identified many extremophiles that live under daunting conditions, so researchers don't want to run the risk of making rules for life forms that sometimes seem as if they were made to be broken. One possibility raised is that given that life forms transform their environment over time, simple ones might be slowly shaping it over a long period. A team of researchers has put forward a new theory suggesting possible life on the planet Venus could be making the environment more hospitable. Published in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, the team from Cardiff University in Wales, MIT in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and Cambridge University in England say potential life may be creating its habitable environment in the clouds of Venus through a cascade of chemical reactions, which in turn may also explain other strange anomalies that have puzzled scientists for decades. Among those puzzling questions has been the presence of ammonia, a gas tentatively detected in the 1970s and which the team says by all accounts shouldn't be produced through any chemical process known on Venus, the second planet from the Sun after Mercury and before Earth. In other words, the group is saying life could be making its environment on Venus. Conditions on Venus are far less harsh at about 50 kilometers or 30 miles above the surface. In fact, the pressure at these higher altitudes eases so much that conditions become much more Earth-like, with breathable air and balmy temperatures. If life in the form of microbes does exist on Venus, this is probably where it would be found. Not long ago, we also learned that evidence of phosphine, a gas associated with living organisms, was found in a habitable region of the atmosphere of Venus. This discovery by scientists at MIT, Cardiff University, and elsewhere could portend signs of life in the clouds of our other, even closer planetary neighbor, Venus. While they have not found direct evidence of living organisms there, if their observation is indeed associated with life, it must be some sort of aerial life form in Venus's clouds, the only habitable portion of what is otherwise a scorched and inhospitable world. In any event, both public and private sources are organizing missions to Venus, so we may soon be able to say for certain if there is life on Venus. Planet Pi. Yes, Pi is the name of an actual planet, but what is fascinating about this planet? It is the mathematics surrounding the planet. Pi is actually an exoplanet as it exists outside the solar system. Scientists at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology have announced Planet Pi, whose orbital period matches the value of pi. That is, this planet orbits its star every 3.14 Earth days. If you're not so good with maths, pi is the numerical sequence that describes the ratio of the circumference of any circle to the diameter of that circle. No matter how big or little the circle may be, the ratio will always equal pi, and that makes pi one of the most important mathematical constants. The exoplanet is labeled K2315b officially, but it seems scientists cannot stop calling it the Pi Planet. The Pi Planet is almost identical in size to Earth. Its radius is 95% that of our own planet. That is also about the same size as Venus, and like our nearby sister world, it is a blisteringly hot place, with temperatures up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 177 degrees Celsius. That is not quite as hot as Venus, but still very inhospitable. It orbits a red dwarf or M-dwarf star that is cooler than our Sun and only about 1/5 as large, called EPIC 249631677. The star is 186 light-years or 57 parsecs from Earth. The tight orbit of only 3.14 days means that the planet moves fast around its star at 181,000 miles per hour, 291 kilometers per hour. But even though scientists think that this world is rocky like Earth, the proximity to its star and resulting searing temperatures make it very unlikely to be habitable for any kind of life. While the orbit of planet Pi matching the beginning of the pi mathematical constant may be a fun coincidence, the discovery also shows again that there are many Earth-sized worlds out there waiting to be found. Meet Solar System HD 95086. We exist in our solar system, however, there is another planetary system out there that is close enough to ours. Scientists have been scrutinizing a young star system called HD 95086 to learn more about how dust belts and giant planets grow up together. This is an important finding for our own neighborhood, where the gas giants of Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are also wedged between dusty areas. The system is about 295 light-years from Earth and is suspected of having two dust belts, a warmer one similar to our asteroid belt and a cooler one similar to the Kuiper belt that has icy objects. The system is host to at least one planet that is 5 times the mass of Jupiter, and other planets could also be hiding between the dusty lanes. This planet, called HD 95086b, was imaged by the European Southern Observatory's Very Large Observatory in 2013. The next step was a comparison study with another star system called HR 8799, which also has 2 dusty rings, and in this case, at least 4 planets in between. These planets have also been caught on camera. Comparing the structure of the 2 systems indicates that HD 95086 may have more planets lurking for astronomers to discover. Meet Titan, an Earth-like moon of Saturn. Titan is unique in many ways. For example, among our solar system's more than 150 known moons, Titan is the only one with a substantial atmosphere. And of all the planets in the solar system, Titan is the only place besides Earth known to have liquids in the form of rivers, lakes, and seas on its surface. Titan is larger than the planet Mercury and is the second largest moon in our solar system. Jupiter's moon, Ganymede, is just a little bit larger by about 2%. Titan's atmosphere is made mostly of nitrogen, like Earth's, but with a surface pressure 50% higher than Earth's. Titan has clouds, rain, rivers, lakes, and seas of liquid hydrocarbons like methane and ethane. The largest seas are hundreds of feet deep and hundreds of miles wide. Beneath Titan's thick crust of water, ice is more liquid, an ocean primarily of water rather than methane. Titan's subsurface water could be a place to harbor life as we know it, while its surface lakes and seas of liquid hydrocarbons could conceivably harbor life that uses different chemistry than we're used to. That is, life as we don't yet know it. Titan could also be a lifeless world. As exotic as Titan might sound, in some ways it's one of the most hospitable worlds in the solar system. Titan's nitrogen atmosphere is so dense that a human wouldn't need a pressure suit to walk around on the surface. However, he or she would need an oxygen mask, and protection against the cold. Temperatures at Titan's surface are around minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 179 Celsius. Titan's dense atmosphere, as well as gravity roughly equivalent to Earth's moon, means that a raindrop falling through Titan's sky would fall more slowly than on Earth. Let's hear which discovery you find most fascinating in the solar system.